Yo, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Mike Gomes. Welcome back to the channel, or maybe this is your first time. So, welcome to the channel. We talk pretty much everything real estate on this channel. So, get ready if this is your first time, and be sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit that bell notification so you know when these videos come out. Now, this is the 35th episode of this series that I called Key to the Streets. Now, what we've been doing with this series is pretty much like 10-minute videos, just educating y'all on maybe something that happened in our business in real time, or maybe I got a question from somebody and they were like, hey, can you break this down for me? Just pretty much 10-minute educational videos going deep into something specific. So it's been super, super dope. If you're just tuning in, feel free to go back to the channel and look at all the Key to the Streets episodes, because we're only doing 50 episodes. So we have about, 15 or 16 more episodes to go. Once we do that, we're on to a new series. But today, what we're going to talk about is the strategies on how to wholesale. I've been having a lot of people contact me asking me, hey, I haven't really done any deals. I don't know which strategy to start tackling. Matter of fact, I don't even know all the strategies, because my advice is, hey, figure out what strategy you want to do, and then I can give you some action steps from there. And they're like, dude, I don't even know the strategies, right? So I want to break down the top 4 strategies that you can use in order to make money, in order to make a business in wholesaling. You can literally create a business out of any of these 4 strategies. So let's go over these 4 strategies. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. Now let's get into these strategies. Okay, so to start, I think we should go over really brief, because some people, this might be their first time watching a wholesaling video. Who knows? Okay, let's go over really brief what wholesaling is in general. Okay, wholesaling, all wholesaling is very, very simple. You have this house here, okay? And let's just say Mike is a wholesaler and John owns this property. John owns 123 Main Street, right? John would take $100,000 for 123 Main Street. He wants to sell this property for some sort of reason. Mike goes over to John and says, hey, John, let's go under agreement at $100,000. Let's put this agreement in place that says, I have the rights to buy your house for $100,000. And John says, great, that's all I want. After that, this guy, Joe, comes around and he's a fix and flipper, or he's a buy and hold investor. He wants to buy 123 Main Street for some sort of investment reason, okay? And Joe would actually buy 123 Main Street for $120,000. So Mike says, hey, dude, I have this contract here for $100,000. Would you give me this extra 20 grand, and then you could just have this contract and you can buy this house, and I will just completely walk away from the deal after I get my 20? And Joe's like, yeah, cool. So Joe buys the house. John gets his 100 grand. Mike gets the 20 grand. And now Joe is the owner of the property. Okay. So you're going out, finding people that need to sell their house for some sort of reason. And then a buyer is coming in and buying the contract from the person that found the deal. Okay. So that's what wholesaling is in simple terms. Now, with that being said, there's a few different strategies, the 4 strategies that we just talked about. There's one, this is called direct to seller. Okay. This is what my business is based off of. Direct to seller, my personal business. We operate a full-fledged direct to seller business. Okay. And what direct to seller is, all it is Mike going directly to John some sort of way, whether you're calling, texting, sending mailers or doing whatever, reaching out to John directly and saying, hey, would you sell your property? And John says, yeah, I would sell my property. And then Mike goes under contract, and then he just finds this buyer some sort of way. Okay. So there's a bunch of different ways to do direct to seller. I will go into the direct to seller a little bit more in depth than all the other strategies, but there's a bunch of different ways to reach out to this guy, John. Okay. And there's some things that you're going to need in order to be successful. Some different ways you could do it is cold call. okay, or text them, cold call or text them. You could do bandit signs, which are like signs that you see like when you're just parked at the red light and it says we buy houses in cash. You could do that. That's a part of direct to seller. You can send out mailers. Okay. You could do something called PPC. PPC is like the Google ads that you see when you type in Google sell my house quick, your ad might pop up. That is a form of direct to seller. This is just marketing, right? This is all marketing. So there's a bunch of different ways you can door knock. You can do a bunch of different things. Okay. Any way that you could reach a seller directly and have a conversation with them, that is direct to seller. So you want to just base this business only off of direct to seller. Don't even worry about going to find Joe. All you have to worry about if you have a direct to seller business is how do I get these contracts? Okay, that's your main concern. And you build a business completely around it. So you need to be good at marketing. And then once you have these people like John that you're talking to, you're going to want to go, you're going to want to be good at sales. So you're going to want to know your marketing and you're going to want to know sales. That's it. Literally, that's it. And then somebody is going to come along and help you find this guy, Joe, whether that's a realtor or another wholesaler. And I'm going to go into the fourth strategy, which is going to explain how Joe is found. Yeah, you don't need to find this guy, Joe. That's somebody else's job. Okay. That's in number 4. We'll go over that in number 4. Number 2, very, very similar to direct to seller. But number 2, you just help another direct to seller business. Okay. This help can come in the form of a couple different ways. One, you could just go work for somebody. Okay. You can work for a direct to seller business. Or you could end up being the guy everybody sends their leads to. So you can brand yourself at being good at this, at being good at sales. If you brand yourself as the person that's really, really good at sales, the person that is really good at marketing is going to send you their leads, right? And now you have a bunch of leads that you can close. And then you guys just split the deal 50-50. Okay, this is called JV or a joint venture. So you're going out there, you're providing value to people, you're showing them that you can close deals, and they send you their leads, right? So this is one way that this is pretty much another form of direct to seller because technically you are going direct to seller. But in order to find your leads, you have to go directly to another wholesaler. So you find wholesalers and maybe realtors who need help in their direct to seller business, and you help close their deals and everybody makes money. So that's another way. This is another thing that you literally have to treat like a full-fledged business. Don't do anything else besides this until you have scaled yourself out. So this is a business in itself because you're going to want to keep branding yourself. This means getting into live Zooms, getting into live YouTube channels and stuff like that, letting people know that you can close deals, doing Instagram, like being everywhere and being sticky to people and being in people's faces and showing them that, hey, I want to provide value to you and providing value to people as well. Okay. So there's that. The third one is relationships with vendors. What do I mean by vendors? Other businesses. Okay. You want to build relationships with other businesses in strategy number 3. These businesses could be attorneys, right? Maybe they're probate attorneys. These probate attorneys get a lot of leads. These attorneys get leads like, hey, somebody just passed me down a house. I don't know what the heck to do with it. And if this attorney knows that you are the guy that does all the deals, then he's going to send you the lead. Okay. This could be realtors. Maybe you're branding yourself as the fix and flipper or as the wholesaler or as the creative finance guy or whatever the case is to all the realtors in your market. Now the realtors know to go to you in order for you to perform on their leads. Okay. This could be a freaking junk removal business. I've gotten leads from junk removal businesses before. This could be a moving business, right? Any business that you could think that could be involved. This could be insurance agencies. Any business that you could think that could be involved in like the day-to-day of a motivated seller. So motivated sellers are always contacting attorneys, they're always contacting realtors, they're contacting junk removal businesses to get their shit cleaned out. They're contacting moving businesses because they got to move quickly, right? Like if you have a relationship with these vendors, they will send you their leads. This in itself is also a business. You want to be sticky with these people. You want to keep reaching out to these people all the time. Okay. You're constantly reaching out to them, providing value in some sort of way so that when these leads come up, boom, they're sent to you. The fourth one is you are the dispo person. So if we go up here, we got to figure out how we find this guy, Joe, the buyer. Okay. Now, this could be Rob right here. Rob could be number 4. He could be the dispo person. He could be the guy finding Joe. And if you were the guy finding Joe, you are the person that brings the money to the deal in order for the deal to get performed on. Okay. So if you're the dispo wholesaler here, your job is to do a couple different things. You have to be sticky to wholesalers and realtors. Why? Because they are the ones with the contracts. So the wholesalers and the realtors are the ones that are going to bring you the deals. And then you also have to network with buyers. Now, there's a ton of different ways that you could do this. You could cold call cash buyers. You could be going to meetups. You could be joining masterminds, doing like any and everything to get in front of these buyers to build the relationships with them. But if you do these 2 things, 1, 2, then you can have a full-fledged dispositions wholesaling business. Okay. This is another one that you want to treat exactly like a complete business. Like you don't want to do anything else. This is your job. Your job is to do this. Do not worry about this. Do not get all caught up in direct to seller because that's not your job. Your job is to bring the buyers to the table, just like direct to seller. Direct to seller should not be going out talking to a bunch of buyers. That's not their job. Once these businesses have scaled out, then yeah, cool. Go build the dispo business. Go build the dispo side of the business. But unless you have the manpower in order to do it, just focus on one of these strategies. Hammer it, hammer it, hammer it. Once you gain some traction, those like let's just say you're in the direct to seller strategy. Once you gain some traction, a contract is going to come and boom, you're going to end up making money because you're going to find this guy Rob that has all the buyers. I hope this video brought y'all some value. Now, I wish I knew this in the beginning. Now, I guess I kind of did know it in the beginning. I just didn't know that they all are completely separate. I was like combining everything into one. And what happened is I was like throwing things at the wall and they weren't sticking, right? I was trying to do the relationship thing. I was trying to do direct to seller. I was trying to do the dispo thing. I was trying to do all the things and I wasn't consistent on one thing. And it led to me not getting deals, right? And it wasn't until I took my direct to seller business super serious and I got super consistent with it. Once I did that, that's when I started gaining traction and I had an actual business. Like that's a real business. Once you have systems and processes and all that stuff in place, you have a business. So I'm curious, send me a DM at the Mike Gomes on Instagram with what your strategy is. If you already have your strategy, I want to know. If you don't already have your strategy, shoot me a DM and say, Mike, I think I want to take action on number 1, the direct to seller. And then I'm going to give you some really good feedback on how to get started. So I'll see you guys in my DMs and I'll see you guys on the next video. Please, before this video ends, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace out.